Yeah, I thought we played well. We knew it was going to be a tough match, and Grand Canyon definitely showed that in the second set. But it was a battle. I was really proud of our team for fighting back and taking that second set. But yeah, overall, just a great day for this team, and happy to move on.
We'll start with Brandon.
Coach, you guys hit .600 in the opening set and had a side-out percentage of 83.3. How did you guys use how successful that first set was to catalyst the sweep?
Yeah, I think when you come out like that, firing on all cylinders, sometimes it gives you actually kind of a false sense of maybe either how good you are or whatever that is. And so, the first set was done, and Grand Canyon did a nice job of coming back and making some adjustments. And but it's always good to get that first set under your belt and have that success.
Iman, you came out firing. You had 8 kills in the first set. You still finished with 16. What did you see from their frontline defense that you were able to execute on?
I just think that the coaches did a really good job at scouting the other team, which made my job a lot easier. And also at the same time, being surrounded by such talented individuals as my teammates, it made my job a lot easier, having Magda and Lana in the middle and then having Katie on the right side. And Argentina, when she's a front row, she's lethal too. So the other side doesn't really know what to expect. So I just get what they give me, and then I put the ball down.
Pia, you guys were down by 5 points for a couple times in that second set. I guess, what are you guys thinking at that point, and how did you guys turn it around in that second set?
I think our team is really good at just fighting back. We've faced a lot of adversity like that, so I don't know. We're just hey, we've been in this situation before and we made it out of it before, and so we always know that we can do it again.
And then obviously you guys have a pretty deep team. Anybody can kind of step up. I guess for both of you guys, what was kind of clicking for you guys in the attack today?
I think Argentina did a really good job at spreading our offense, so it kept the blockers on the other side anticipating our next move. So there was a lot of split in the blocks. The coaches did a really good job at just telling us where their defense was going to be, so it made it a lot easier for us, even when maybe I was behind the ball or something. When I didn't necessarily see the people on the other side, I kind of, that prep was in the back of my head, so I just went with what the coaches gave me, and it was working.
You guys both had 7 digs today. When it comes to tournament time, how important does it become for everyone to get on the defensive side and not just rely on the liberos to get the digs?
I think it's really important, just overall, us as middle backs or Iman playing right back sometimes, just reading the play and making those moves is really important, and I'm glad we got digs.
Me too.
You had 7 digs, Coach. I believe it.
Yeah.
Coach, for you specifically, the atmosphere in Bowler, just pretty explosive. Probably matches what we saw against Washington and BYU earlier. Probably actually goes beyond that. And actually, you guys can answer this too. It probably applies to all of you. How much does that change the way you guys can play and feed off that energy?
Yeah, I think it's huge having that home court advantage. And, like I mentioned, I think earlier this week, that was one of our goals is to get a seed and be able to host, because we know how great our crowd can be. And it has been this entire year, not only students, but community members, people driving from Spokane. We had former teammates flying from Seattle. So it's been absolutely great. And, NCAA tournament, you can't have all your kind of home court advantage. The band can only do so much and play certain songs, but I still thought it was pretty electric in there tonight.
Coach, in that first time out in the second game when they had a pretty good lead on you, and it looked like they had decided to not to try to outslug you guys, but to out-finesse you. What did you tell your team in that timeout?
Man, you're trying to make me remember a long time ago. I just think, settle in. I think we were having some trouble passing. And, so just kind of relax and pass and see if we could do some other things as hitters. And we did. We had to kind of inch our way back. And maybe the first time out didn't really work because I had to call a second one. So, but yeah, I think we were able to get our defense going and pass and serve much tougher at the end of that second set.
For all three of you, maybe starting first with the players, what's the turnaround like? How do you go about processing moving into a match tomorrow night in less than 24 hours. What does it look like for you? And Coach, what does it look like for you as well?
I think that recovery is a very important part, especially when we're playing back-to-back games like we're doing right now. I think it's awesome that we took care of business and we're able to manage this game, just beating them 3-0. I think that saved us a lot of, time, but also it's stressful on the body, especially when you went through a hell of a season like we did. So I think it's awesome that we beat GCU, but I think our mentality is just going to be on to the next game, on to Dayton, and taking care of our bodies so we can perform tomorrow.
Yeah, I think an important part is also now watching the game that happened today, Dayton and Pepperdine, so that we can scout them and prepare for tomorrow.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, our strength coach and athletic trainer do an amazing job, whether we're at home or on the road, of recovery. We've got lots of amazing tools to use, and we will certainly put those to use tonight.
Coach, any early thoughts on Dayton? I mean, I know you're trying to focus one at a time, but what have you seen from them, or what do you know already before you watch film tonight?
Yeah, for sure. They're a great team. I mean, that was a battle this afternoon or this evening between those two teams. And so I think Dayton kind of found that next gear. And they were pretty gritty in that fifth set especially. And, they're scrappy. They play good defense. They're well coached. They are used to winning. They've still got that streak going. So, we'll get, we already have a scouting report prepared, so don't worry. We'll get to work on that. Really, really tough team.
For a few more, Brandon. Iman, it's one of the first times you've been in the tournament you're hosting. How have you looked at your teammates like Pia and Magda, who have been there for the past 5 seasons, to guide you in the process?
Even though we're all kind of a senior team, we're all on the same level, playing for 5 seasons in the NCAA. I think they're very inspiring, in the way how they lead is just amazing. So having them on our team is just amazing because they're integrating our team very, very well, especially in those stressful situations. You can always count on them. So when you have people like Pia and Magda and even all the other all of our other teammates on our side, it just makes it a lot calmer and makes it easier to do the flip like we did in the second set.
Any reaction to the impromptu "Go Cougs" chant that started during the match?
Go Cougs.
Any further questions?
Coach, coming in, what were your concerns about GCU, and then maybe what surprised you along the way during the match?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they played great defense and blocked really well. Also, from the service line, I think that first set didn't really show what they had shown all year, but the second set certainly did. They were able to go on some serving runs, and they outblocked us, 10-5. So those are the things. Also, their outside hitters were phenomenal, and of course, our local kid, Claire Mitchell, does a really, really good job.